Well, hey, we fixed the audio issue. You guys should notice an improvement. I wasn't even using my mic for the audio before. I was using the MacBook's audio, so that's why it was so bad. You guys should see a big improvement now. But anyways, the UFC announced to everyone in a shocking way that we're going to be using the old UFC gloves for 309 instead of the new UFC gloves for 309. And this just kind of randomly broke in the middle of the day, and everybody was surprised. And no one was really sure why they did this, but here they announced it, and I'll get right into it and not waste you guys' time. So, Jones got asked about this today, and he said, I'm really excited about the old gloves. I got sent a pair. I'm really excited about the old gloves. I got sent a pair of the new gloves several weeks ago. I tried them on, and I thought they were tight. I used to fit in XL, and in the new gloves, I had to put on a 3XL. The shape curve in your hands, they were very uncomfortable for me. I was actually really stressing thinking about how I'm going to go and fight with these gloves that I don't even want to train in. So when I got a phone call recently, Hunter said, "Everyone on this card are veterans. Why put a bunch of veterans in the new gloves? Let's give all you guys what you're used to." It was a major relief to my coach Brandon, who rasped my hands. It was a major relief to me as well. So there you go. The UFC, according to Jones, has said that they're using the old gloves for this fight because there's a bunch of veterans on the card. Why would they put them in new gloves? Sure, that's why, yeah, that makes sense, but a lot of people here think that if Jon Jones wasn't on this card, it's different veterans like Jim Miller or somebody, that they wouldn't do the old gloves, they just keep going with the new gloves, because why would they change their whole 5 months now of progress and direction in these new gloves to put on the old gloves? Now, I do think this is a good thing for the UFC that they're going back to the old gloves. However, I don't think it's a good thing if they're doing it temporary. I think they should stay with the old gloves. I think it's best for viewership. Because if we go to this next tab over here, I got it all prepared. This is the difference, this column here, old gloves versus new gloves in knockout rates, or TKO rates, technical knockouts. So as you can see, in every weight class, these gray ones are women's, but in all the other ones, there are less knockouts with the new gloves than there are with the old gloves. This is comparing 2023 to the now 5 months of the new gloves. So, I mean, even if you look at like bantamweight, and heavyweight, some of these divisions are down 15-20%, which is a really huge rate when you're talking about knockouts, which is always going to be in any combat sport the most exciting part. No one wants to see a point fest. No one wants to see a wrestling match. No one wants to see Marab or Bilal or Arman lay on top of an opponent for 15 or 25 minutes. People want to see Derek Lewis knock someone out. They want to see Alex Pereira knock someone out, They don't want to sit here and just watch people wrestle around with each other. We got a whole NCAA wrestling division for that. We can go watch jiu-jitsu tournaments. We can do anything except turn on UFC, which is a business at the end of the day that wants to retain audience and gain new audience. They don't want to watch these wrestling and grappling matches or cuddle matches as some of these fights have turned into. So this is a good thing the UFC is switching to this, but they just need to pick one or the other and stick with it. And if they want to do what will be best for viewership and fans and fighters and seemingly everybody, is stick with the old gloves. Now, a lot of people are speculating that Jon Jones may have had a big part to do with this, He's sitting there telling us he's stressing about this, that he doesn't like how they fit. But he also came out and said that he didn't tell the UFC to go back to the old gloves or request it or anything. But I find it hard to believe that he had all this discomfort in these new gloves that he's talking about, and the UFC just had no idea that Jon Jones didn't like the new gloves. And a lot of people think it's for a few reasons. Mainly, Jon Jones is kind of known for this signature move where he gets his hand up in the eyes. And he's come out on interviews and said that he does eye poke people. And then he tries to play it off like, oh, well, when someone's trying to knock me out and give me brain damage, like one of the cartoons, I try to hold my hand on their head and hold them back from punching me. So that's like his excuse. He tries to say it's unintentional, but every time it seems like his hand just goes right into the eyes and never stays on the forehead or anywhere else where it reasonably could. It always goes to the eyes, but over and over and over again in so many of his fights. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you think this is Jon Jones had any say or anything to do with this? Because I haven't heard Stipe complain about this in the past. You know, a lot of fighters have, but people think there's only really a couple of fighters the UFC changes stuff for, and Jon Jones being one of them. I mean, stuff with testing in the past, and commissions letting him fight, his legal troubles, this plethora of things, similar to McGregor, but he's one of the greatest and a big fan draw that they'll kind of do a lot of things for him that they wouldn't do for other fighters, such as maybe using old gloves. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is this good or bad that they're doing for this event? Do you think it stays for future events? And what do you think the reason was? Do you think it was because of Jon Jones, or do you think the UFC, in their reasoning, they're like, oh, bunch of veterans on this card, we might as well just let the veterans fight in the gloves that they're used to? Yeah, I don't know. All the previous cards, the guys who have fought were all used to the old gloves too, but you still had them fighting the new gloves. And it's also kind of weird, especially for them to drop this Tuesday, because a lot of these fighters have been through their whole training camps while using the old gloves, and you kind of just drop this news late on them. I don't know. I could see fighters being upset about it. If I was a fighter, I'd be a little upset about it, but it's the way she goes. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.